In the wake of Nico Hulkenberg's unexpected announcement of his transfer to Sauber for the 2025 season, the Formula One world braced itself for a cascade of changes. The anticipation was palpable, with everyone expecting a domino effect to ripple through the driver market during this unpredictable silly season. Just a few weeks later, Williams Racing delivered a stunning surprise. They announced the signing of Alex Albon to an extended contract, a move that sent shockwaves through the paddock. Red Bull, who had discarded Albon after the 2020 season like a toy a toddler had grown bored of, must have been taken aback. That could have been the end of Albon's career, but his remarkable comeback at Williams has seen his stock rise dramatically. His performance was so impressive that he found himself being discussed as a potential candidate for the vacant Red Bull seat for 2025, or even to fill the empty spot at Mercedes. Albon's commitment to Williams sends a powerful message to the rest of the grid and is set to significantly influence the remaining driver market. When Albon made his return to the F1 grid in 2022, few would have predicted the level of success he would achieve. His debut season in Formula One in 2019 saw him thrust into the limelight when Red Bull decided to end Pierre Gasly's short-lived stint with the team. Albon's mid-season switch from Toro Rosso to Red Bull raised expectations, but for a young driver in his first F1 season, it may have been a premature move. A season and a half later, under the intense scrutiny of Red Bull and the media, Albon was replaced by Sergio Perez at the 11th hour, leaving him without a seat in Formula One. However, a year spent racing touring cars and reflecting on his brief F1 career seems to have done wonders for him. Albon made a triumphant return in 2022, stepping into a struggling Williams team. But with the guidance of new team principal James Vowles, both Albon and Williams began to flourish. Albon's improvement after a year away and a couple of seasons with a team where the expectations were lower was so significant that despite his contract not expiring until the end of 2025, he was linked with Mercedes, Red Bull, Aston Martin, and virtually every other team with a vacancy for the next season. By extending his contract this early with Williams, Albon has removed himself from the silly season equation, closed off a seat that many thought might be available, and made a strong statement about his belief in Williams' future potential. The team's press release stated, "We can today announce that Alex Albon has committed his long-term future to Williams Racing. The Thai driver has signed a multi-year contract extension, which takes the partnership into a new era of Formula One regulations and demonstrates a shared belief in the upward trajectory of the team." Since joining Williams Racing, Albon has showcased exceptional determination and dedication, both on and off the track. His performance since he joined ahead of the 2022 FIA Formula One World Championship has been integral to the team's progress and success. His efforts significantly contributed to the team's best championship finishing position since 2017, a commendable 7th place last year. Calling his contributions to the team's as 7th place finish significant is actually underselling it. He outscored teammate Logan Sargent 27-1 in the Drivers' Championship, helping Williams beat AlphaTauri by 3 points in the Constructors' Championship. Every F1 driver wants to beat their teammate more than anyone else. You're never fighting other teams or drivers on equal footing because each car is different. But the driver across the garage from you has the same advantages and disadvantages as you. Beating someone driving the same machinery as you means you're better than them. And that's what competition is all about, being the best. Albon's dismantling of Logan Sargent has been incredibly impressive, hence the apparent interest from some of the top teams on the grid. There is a discussion to be had about how much opposition Logan offers and what Albon's performances would have looked like with another driver there instead. But all he can do is beat the driver he's paired against, and he did that with the kind of calm confidence you expect from a veteran like Fernando Alonso, not a driver who was unceremoniously dumped out of the sport after just 2 seasons. Williams team principal James Vowles said of the deal, "We are delighted to secure Alex's long-term future with Williams Racing. He has exceptional talent, technical input, and dedication to the cause, and this is a huge vote of confidence in Williams and the journey back to competitiveness that we are on." Since joining, Alex has consistently demonstrated his ability to perform under pressure, And signing him for the long term is a big piece of the puzzle of moving us up the grid. With the best part of 2 years left on his contract, there was no rush for Albon to sign an extension. He could have left this for the rest of the season quite happily, or even longer, giving him the chance to explore options outside of Williams. By signing this early, though, Alex has removed the chance for him to play the market. Why has he removed this opportunity for himself? Well, there could be a couple of reasons. Firstly, Alex sees everything that is happening in the background at Williams. He'll know better than anyone if things are looking up. If what he's seeing behind the scenes didn't give him faith in Williams's continued improvement, then he wouldn't have signed a contract extension and instead played the market for longer. The second reason could be that he had no other option, but that seems very unlikely. Of those bottom 5 teams, he's been one of the most impressive drivers. Yuki Tsunoda has looked really good as well, and Nico Hulkenberg has impressed in qualifying. But behind the 3 of them, no one stood out. Despite Alpine's struggles, neither of their drivers have done anything to make themselves stand out. Kevin Magnussen and the Sauber drivers haven't either. If there was someone to be promoted to the Mercedes seat, for example, then Alex would definitely be toward the top of the shortlist. Whatever the reason for the early extension, it is definitely a vote of confidence for team principal James Vowles. Looking in from outside, what he's done at Williams has been very impressive. He's revolutionized the factory setup, modernizing the design processes to improve efficiency and effectiveness. He speaks incredibly well, obviously very knowledgeable and considered. He's focused on his team, the processes involved in F1 car design, and the race week made improvements. And with the help of Alex Albon, all of that is showing on track. By signing the extension, Alex has shown that he believes in the project. And with the options available to him, he felt this was the right option. With engine changes coming in 2026 as well, being in a Mercedes-powered car will have its advantages. The Silver Arrows delivered the best package when the engine rules were last overhauled in 2014 and enjoyed the best engine on the grid for several seasons before everyone else started to catch up. The Mercedes powertrain department has proved that they can adapt to new engine regulations, so being in a Mercedes-powered car is a safe bet. Avoiding the Renault-powered Alpine is probably also a smart move. Williams Racing has provided Alex Albon with an environment in which he can truly flourish, something that Red Bull failed to do. Red Bull's approach to training junior drivers is undeniably effective. They put their junior drivers through a rigorous process, akin to walking across hot coals. Those who don't make it are deemed too weak in the eyes of Helmut Marko, but those who do emerge from this trial by fire often become some of the sport's best. Since 2010, half of the drivers' championships have been won by a Red Bull graduate, with Max Verstappen taking 3 and Sebastian Vettel taking 4. However, this intense style of training doesn't work for everyone, and Alex Albon is a prime example of that. Williams has offered him unwavering support, and he is thriving as a result. Albon genuinely believes in the vision of team principal James Vowles and can see that the plan is working. To hear your boss express a personal responsibility to deliver a championship-winning car specifically for you in return for your long-term commitment must instill a driver with confidence to excel. This must make Albon feel amazing. While it is a great signing for Williams and clearly one that Alex is very happy with, it does have a ripple effect on the rest of the grid. Mercedes in particular are running out of options. Do they go for the unproven rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who's only driven 6 F2 races? Do they bring back Valtteri Bottas? Do they go to the old enemy and ask for Yuki Tsunoda's signature? Carlos Sainz is still an option, but if Mercedes is such a tempting team to join, why hasn't that deal been done already? Max Verstappen has said that no amount of money would convince him to sign for a team with a car as slow as Mercedes. Fernando Alonso echoed a similar sentiment when committing to a contract extending beyond F1 with Aston Martin. With Alonso out of the picture, the 2024 game of musical chairs is starting to reach a climax, and Mercedes look like they might be the only team left standing. What do you think of Alex's commitment to Williams? Is he making the right choice, or should he have held out and played the market? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. As we continue to cover this exciting season, stay tuned for more updates.